I failed to do was show my distinguished guest who is here. This is going to be the guest that's going to be opening up with us in just a moment. His name is Afi. He is a spiritual life coach, a mentor, clairvoyant, tarot reader, a very interesting gentleman, and live on the West Coast. But I'll talk about all of that in just a moment. As you know, first of all, thank you for joining us this Wednesday. The next to the last day of March this month is considered a wrap. Okay. But what I do is I always do the cosmic forecast for the day, the Live with Lloyd cosmic forecast. And here we go. So, Live with Lloyd, where the joy of numerology is the joy of learning and enlightenment. Please like, share, and subscribe. And I mean it sincerely for those of you who really like the show, would like to share the show, and would like to keep tabs on what we're doing each and every Monday and Wednesday at 7 p.m. This show, by the way, is aired on four platforms, which is YouTube channel, Facebook, Twitter, and LinkedIn. So if you're in one of those, you can be able to see it. And since Facebook owns Instagram, what can I say? Anyway, this is Wednesday, March the 30th. The sun is in Aries. The moon is in Pisces. It is a non-universal day, but it's starting in April in 2 days of the first. It will switch from a non-universal month to a one universal month. It's a 4 universal week, a 3 universal day. So in other words, this is a perfect day to add a little creativity and imagination to the mix. Those signs that should be outstanding in their own specific way today are Sagittarians and Pisces, and those that are born on the 3rd, the 12th, the 21st. And I made a mistake, see, it's the 30th, not the 31st. That's tomorrow, okay? But anyway, here we go. I want to thank you very much for joining us. Let me see this. Okay. Here we go, everybody. Thank you for joining us this Wednesday. It's interesting. This must be a tarot week. My guest on Monday was a tarot reader. Now I've had Oracle, who reads tarots with a very unique set of cards. Then I've had she's in the Bronx. And then I had Kay Cosmic out of Detroit that read with her own special deck of cards. Then I had Miguel Rosario from the Dominican Republic that had cards that was totally unique. And then I had Paris Williams on Wednesday that read with the weight deck. At least, yes, that was the weight deck. That one I'm familiar with, if nothing else, because there are many decks. But in the meantime, I'm going to bring to you a distinguished gentleman. His name is Afi. Afi, how are you, sir?
Hello. Doing great. How are you?
Fine, thank you. Now, Afi is from Cuba. He is of Cuban descent. Am I correct, sir?
Yes. I was born in Havana, Cuba.
Yeah. Cuba's a beautiful place from what I understand, other than if you can put aside the politics of things. I
Yes.
understand it's a very beautiful place. It almost seems as if you're in another century. And do you know, ironically, I understand they have a kind of memorial to Nat King Cole, because I think there
Yes.
was a song he sung in Spanish that the people of Cuba embrace as a kind of a national treasure in terms of their music culture.
Yeah.
Anyway, how are you today, my friend?
Doing great. Doing great. Happy to be alive because my model is if we were able to wake up today and still be breathing, we're doing great, regardless of what else is going on around us.
Yeah, you think you got problems. The fact you woke up, what are you talking about? Okay.
Yes.
Afi, how did you get started? What led you
Hmm.
down this path? Because from your name, and we kind of read each other, which is how this started. You could have been a lawyer, an entrepreneur, a business person. You had so many leadership numbers. It was incredible until you surprised me by this metaphysical art you do. How did you go in this direction?
I was born into it. I was born in very deep-rooted Afro-Cuban spiritual community, different Afro-Cuban practices from Yoruba, because I am a Yoruba priest in
Mhm.
Lukumi, Afro-Cuban Lukumi tradition. I am also a priest in various Afro-Cuban practices as well as ATRs, African traditional religions. And
Mhm.
mediumship, clairvoyance, spirituality in this particular sense, because we know, we use the word spirituality very loosely these days, but this style of spiritual practice It's something that I saw ever since I was born. You know, my grandmother, my grandmother's sisters, my mother, my godparents are all mediums and clairvoyants and people that have dived deep into ancestral healing from a religious, spiritual perspective. Now, throughout my life, I naturally always gravitated towards spiritual work. I started divining and connecting with spirit, with ancestors from an early age, since I was 7, 8, 9, 10 years old.
Mm-hmm.
And as of when I was 15, 16, that's when I was officially really dealing with the public, in divination and mediumship and clairvoyancy. The tarot was something that was more personal for me because
Okay.
tarot was something that I saw. My mom was used to do tarot many years. Specific kind of tarot, which is in Spanish, is called La Carta Española, which is Spanish tarot cards.
Mm-hmm.
And she used to read those, and I always used to see her. And I used to deal a lot with elders that would read tarot, and I would learn it, but I would do it more for myself and close friends, but nothing for the world. Why? Because from an Afro-Cuban perspective, being growing up in a patriarchal world and being Cuban, growing up in a very machismo kind of environment,
Mm-hmm.
tarot wasn't really meant to be for men. That's the
Yeah.
mentality. That's that
Right.
black
Right.
mentality,
Understood.
right?
Understood.
So if you read tarot, or if you gravitated towards tarot, then there must be something weird going on with you. That's the machismo in my upbringing. So I totally distanced myself from tarot, but kept it for myself personally. And
Mm-hmm.
then about 10 years ago, because I grew up in Miami, Florida, and about 11 years ago, I moved to California, here in Los Angeles County. And through a godchild of mine, a religious godchild of mine, I came across a place called House of Intuition. And House of Intuition, I read for the owner there, and she fell in love with my readings and wanted me to work at House of Intuition. And I said no, because I was taught that was, just to putting yourself out. This is more private. It was something that's supposed to be, for by word of mouth. It was something that people came to your home. Me working in a place where people go in, that was more like, really
Commercial
being.
life, right?
Yes, yes, so I was totally against it. Well, long story short, she convinced me and I went there, and Spirit guided me into reading again, started doing tarot, not anymore for myself, but for the public. So that's how I jumped back into tarot 10 years ago. Yes.
Okay. Now, if I'm not mistaken, you said there was either your father or somebody that had a renowned reputation in this metaphysical craft. Did I hear that correct?
My father has a renowned reputation as an Afro-Cuban um, drummer, as an Afro-Cuban practitioner of various ATRs, as a bata drummer, as a singer, as a priest in the Yoruba Afro-Lukumi tradition, and a person with vast knowledge in different spiritual practices. My mother also very, very well. My father is much more known because of the musical aspect of it, because he is a musician, both professionally and also within the African traditions and religious practices. So his name is much well known out there. When you put Lazaro Galarraga out there, a whole bunch of stuff pops up on Google and YouTube and sort of that nature. Whereas with
Mhm.
my mother, she's very well known and highly respected, but within the spiritual community,
I think that's interesting. Well, what we're going to do is we're gonna kind of come out the gate. We just about 5 or 10 minutes in now. What do you need from our viewers?
I would say
Just
a
a
name. I would
question,
say a name.
and a
I would say a
birthday.
name or a question. I'll take a question. I'll take a name as well. I do want to also share with you and our viewers to this evening. Tarot is something, as all spiritual practices, is very sacred. And with my practice of tarot and mediumship and clairvoyance, which is also such as equally as important to me as tarot is as well. Um,
Mhm.
I am I'm not much of a supporter of quick fixes. As an ancestral healer that I am as well, which is another very important path of my spiritual journey, quick fixes don't do much. You know, when it comes to tarot, when it comes to clairvoyance, when it comes to mediumship, when it comes to ancestral healing, this is about getting below the surface and seeing what's really wrong, not what I want to see, not what I want to hear, not how I want it to go, not the ego being in control, but what is it that the universe, God, spirit, God, Olofing, Olodumare, by whichever name any of us call the divine, what is it that I need to know in order to embrace my highest self? So when asking questions and really wanting certain answers, I would love our viewers and anyone to keep that in mind, because as long as we keep just on the surface, we never really heal.
So in other words, you're saying that's like taking an aspirin that'll maybe relieve the headache, but really not the symptom of the cause of it. So in other words, you about getting to the root cause of what concerns the person in front of you.
Exactly.
Okay.
Very
Well, we
much so.
won't be able to do that much because I had a demonstration. You read me with one card, and I was just blown. I said, "Listen, could you be a guest on my show?" So here we are. All righty. So that's how that started. I was minding my business. Okay. And the irony is, I started because you called me for a session. Uh,
Yes.
you and a dear friend, and one thing led to another, which shows you how small this world is. So what we're gonna do is we have a lot of people lined up, and we're gonna let's see. Yeah, well, we got a bunch coming out the gate. Okay, Oracal, one of the first ones I mentioned, she is a tarot reader. She's been a guest on my show on 2 occasions. She's written a book of poetry of the light. And let's see. Okay, let me see this. What do you have to say for this distinguished lady?
Oracle T, right?
Yes, Oracle T.
Two of Pentacles, decisions to be made, but also take into consideration that there's only so much that you can do. There's only so much that you can allow yourself to do when you're being pulled in different directions. Important decisions are being, you can be confronted with important decisions, but ultimately finding your inner balance within yourself and knowing that you have the infinite power to overcome, you will be great at whatever it is that you are navigating through in this particular moment.
I think so. That's interesting. This next one is Stephen Williams. He says, "Greeting, Lloyd and guest," and he is from Chicago. All
Stephen
right,
Williams,
on him.
brother Williams. Let's see what comes up here. Interesting. Two of Pentacles, two back to back. That doesn't happen often. Two of Pentacles again, back to back.
Really?
So, Two of Pentacles with you, Mr. Williams. I would say this is a Capricorn vibration. So, this is about decisions regarding work for you, perhaps, regarding finances, regarding stability. Don't be fearful of the unknown and know that you have what it takes to handle the new level, the new challenge, the new changes that you are attempting to manifest and bring into your existence.
Okay, good, good. Boy. And first of all, I want to thank all of you who uh, participate because here we go. Because without you, without the viewers, it really wouldn't be a show. Like a lot of people say, how much they enjoy the show. I think it's nice. But I think what I enjoy are the unique guests that I bring on and the fact that I can help raise their awareness, kundalini, consciousness, whatever it
Yeah.
is. And so that's for me is my ultimate pleasure with things that I do like this. Okay, so
Yes.
let's take this person here. Nee Hooden. I think I'm doing the name correctly, hopefully.
Nihuru, beautiful name. Let's see here. Four of Wands. What you've been waiting for. You've been waiting for a long time. The time of completion, the time of reaping what you sow in the positive stand is going to arrive. It is important for the Four of Wands for you to manifest what you want in your mind and in your heart before it actually arrives. Some of us wait for things to arrive in order to celebrate. Spirit advises us to celebrate it before it arrives, so it becomes that attraction, that manifestation, the power of manifesting is celebrating it before it arrives. But the answer is going to be yes for what you're waiting for. Four of
Very
Wands.
good. Very good. This is Little Bird Yoga. Hello, Lloyd and guests and everyone. What say you about this particular
Greetings. Greetings. Let's see here. Ace of Pentacles, beautiful card, new beginning, new stages. This is about you getting now to the results. Because yes, the Ace of Pentacles is about a new journey, as it shows here, new path, but this is more about getting to the results. Stop the overthinking, stop the second guessing, and get to the results because the answers are already in your hand. They're already within you.
Okay, that's good. This is from Tris. No question or anything like that.
Okay, Miss
Yes.
Trish, let's see what card pulls up. It's time to end things that don't serve you. Death card. Ending things that don't serve you. Ending things that are not in your best interest. This is a Scorpio card. This is a Scorpio vibration that's asking you to not sugarcoat the truth of the weight that you are feeling right now in your life. If this not serving you, it's time to end it. In order for something to be born, something else has to transition. And now we're not talking about physical death, but we are talking about not allowing old stuff to continue to linger.
Okay, I have another person here. Wait a minute. I just saw them. Wow, the names are coming in faster than I anticipated. Okay. Okay, here we go. The next one I have is Brandon.
Brandon, Mr. Brandon. Let's see.
Brandon
here,
Jamal Smith. BJS.
Jamal Smith, the Hermit, the Virgo vibration, the Hermit. Sometimes, in order for us to get the best answers, we have to go within. We have to isolate ourselves. We need peace. And it's hard to have peace when there's so much going on around us. But you must, in the least, at least find yourself 5 minutes, 10 minutes, 15 minutes for yourself. Do you know that sometimes God cannot speak to us because we don't have enough time to be quiet? Silence is the power for the answers that we're waiting for. You need silence in your life right now.
And that's interesting. Next is Kara Wesley Busher. She's a first timer.
Busher, awesomeness. And we have here the star card. Okay. Abundance, overflow. This is an Aquarian vibration. So this card is asking you to be someone that knows how to balance yourself between the things that the world required of you and the things that your inner spirit requires of you. Because the water in this particular card refers to our intuition, refers to our spirituality, refers to our subconscious. And what we're trying to do is start a new journey, but sometimes you're overwhelmed with too much going on. Learn how to balance yourself and know that you can and will be fruitful in your journey. Okay.
Very good. Next is Tasha Paul.
Miss Tasha,
who says
Paul.
Greetings.
Miss Tasha Paul. Let's see here. The Four of Pentacles. Don't be afraid in terms of changes in your professional life, work, business, job, position, promotion, leaving a job and starting something else. Don't be afraid of not having enough. We got to get out of scarcity mentality. We have to believe in our ability in knowing that wherever you put your eye, you will grow. Okay, Four of Pentacles.
It says stay focused. What about A. Morgan? She says greetings.
Miss A. Morgan. Let's see here. Page of Cups. Well, Page of Cups. It's about you believing that you're not making things up in your mind. There are ideas, there are downloads, there are desires, and sometimes you second guess yourself, and sometimes you think it's not all real or it's not all there. And Spirit is really wanting you to be able to use your creativity to have better balance or more financial growth in your life. And don't buy the first house you see. That's a metaphor, right? Meaning don't get stuck with the first thing that you see. Try certain things out. There's much more ahead than what it appears to be for you right now.
Excellent. This person, Jackie, what do you say for her? She says, good evening, Lloyd and Appy.
Thank you. Thank you. Jackie Levine or Levine.
Levine, yes.
God, this card really wants to come up a lot for a lot of you all trying to make a lot of decisions. Two of Pentacles keeps coming up. And
that's about the third or fourth time it's come since we've been on, and that's only been a short time.
Yes, this is the third time. Indecisiveness, uncertainty, fear of not enough. How am I going to do it? Well, sometimes we just need to cut out what we know is not working so we can make space for the energy to really flow neutrally in your life, for your energy to be smooth in your life, because you might be handling more than you can, dealing with more than you can handle in this moment. Okay.
Okay. And yes, were you going to say something else in regard to that?
Boundaries is what's needed.
Okay, now what about her mother? And only because I know her mother listens to the show every week, so I can't leave mom out.
Mother
Mother is a Leo.
Mother energy, maternal energy, and the Hermit comes up second time now. Mother energy for your mom, the Hermit. In this particular case, it being a Virgo card, Spirit needs her to know she's never alone. She's never alone. She may seem outgoing, always ready to support, always ready to do, but this is more about what you feel in your heart, or what she feels in her heart. And Spirit just wants her to know tonight that she's never alone, because the other thing about the Hermit card, we only see one side, which means that the divine, the source, whoever it is you call your source, is the one that truly knows what lies within. So going within, introspection, making decisions that are best for her, for leisure, for relaxation, for inner peace. This is time for peace, inner peace, emotional peace.
Okay, now this person here is Hollis. Hello, Lloyd and Pam.
Hollis. Let's see here. Hollis. Six of Cups. Six of Cups can be reuniting, reconnecting with someone that you haven't seen in a while, rekindling. Maybe there was a fallout, maybe certain things that weren't well between you and a sibling or someone that was dear to you, but you might cross paths with this person again, or you might get a phone call from this person, or it might be time to clear things up. And secondly, find a happy place. Sometimes with the Six of Cups, we need to find that happy place in us. We connect with our inner child, be happy, enjoy the beautiful things in life, and not just focus on the negatives.
Before we go to the next one, you know what's interesting? I heard you, I think it was the Hermit card, you said it was a Virgo, and then one was a Scorpio. You're saying that each of these cards in the deck is also kind of like connected to a zodiac sign? Does it make sense?
Yes, they are. Each card has a particular vibration, a particular number that's associated with a particular planet, associated with a particular sign, with a particular element.
And number, of course, too.
Yes, and number. Because everything in life is about numbers, as I know you know for sure. Everything in life is about numbers. Without numbers, nothing will work without numbers.
I do have a question before we continue too. You know, there's certain religions that will kind of knock the religion that you grew up in, and they would say, well, you know, all the Orishas, but like the Catholic Church, for example, they got all the saints. Isn't that the same thing? They don't seem to have a problem with Saint Jude, Saint this person, Saint that person. But then when you talk about certain aspects or Orishas in the Yoruba religion, people seem to have a problem. Why is that?
We have to understand that with the transatlantic slavery, we were ripped from embracing our natural way of living, our natural way of being. So basically, we were brainwashed. So a lot of people, and it's interesting that you asked that question, because I was watching a video the other day on YouTube, as I have been for many years, many different videos that allude to the same thing. You see people in the church, which no criticism, I love church too, and I embrace it. But you see people in Baptist church, for example, and you see people catching what people call catching the Holy Ghost, right?
Yes.
You put a video of someone catching the Holy Ghost at church, and you put someone being possessed by an energy, an Orisha. You put two videos side by side, and no one would be able to tell the difference. Then yet, we have been trained to negate, we have been trained to reject, we have been trained that anything that comes from Africa is evil, is diabolical, is bad, is, you know, it steers away from God, which in reality there is no difference. God is known by many different names, and it all leads to
Yeah,
the divine source.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
Divine source.
Yeah, I was just asking because my sister's in the Yoruba religion, and you
Hmm.
know there are different orishas and whatnot. And I'm
Hmm.
saying, well, in Catholicism, they're different saints. What is the difference, other than one is more European, I guess, in this concept, where this is African, Afro-Cuban, things of that nature. So I just thought it was interesting. So I just wanted to run that past you. That's all. But I think you answered it very clearly for me. We have this next person up, and they obviously they are in the tarot too. They say greeting everyone. So what do you say for this particular person?
Only Walkie Boutique and Tarot. I like that strength card. The strength card comes up, Leo vibration. So this is a card that says, number one, reserving your strength. Sometimes we need to take care of our strength so that we can use it at the right time. But this is also about learning how to deal with certain people. When we look at the energy of the strength card, we see this person with the taming the lion. Now I don't know about you, but I'm not going to be the one putting my hand in no lion's cage. Lion, you know. So therefore, you know, this is about how to deal with certain people and not confront them head on. Because I can be tough and strong, but it doesn't mean that I should confront you head on, because I may not get the results that I want.
In other words, put a little common sense into the equation too.
Yes, yes.
Okay. Now there's another Jackie. She wants to know about her career standing. What's happening as far as her career is concerned.
Jackie, career. In terms of career, what comes up here, friend? Well, it's a very interesting card because this is a Taurus card. So in terms of career, Taurus.
Now, what sign does that belong to?
Taurus.
Taurus. Interesting.
And it being a Taurus card,
They were in Taurus too.
yeah, Taurus has no issues with money. Okay, no issues with manifesting, you know, funds. So with this particular card, Spirit is asking you to be willing and open to learn something different or something new, or perfect what you already know. This is about going back to school. This is about evaluations. This is about interviews. This is about, you know, being evaluated or being accepted into a new group. So it looks like it's going to be a positive outlook for you.
Good. This one is from Rena Aguilar. She's born September the 5th, making her a Virgo 5 person born in Queens.
Yes. Rena Aguilar, 9'5", and I am 9'3". So we are
That is true. That is true. Virgos.
Virgo vibration. Let's see here. Ace of Pentacles. Ace of Pentacles says, well, it's time for you to look ahead. It's time for you to not be afraid of what's ahead. Ace of Pentacles, stability, God, Spirit, the universe, Mother Earth, the divine is trying to show you a new path. It's trying to show you a new beginning, and don't be afraid of what's on the other side. Don't be approaching new beginnings with a mentality of lack.
All right, good. This one is from Audrey Fox.
Audrey Fox, good evening and blessings. Are you serious? Are you serious? These cards are playing with me today, or they're playing with us, or everyone in here is trying to make hard decisions. This is the fourth time. Fourth time. Hello.
Wow, that is interesting, isn't it?
Fourth time with the Two of Pentacles. But what I will say with this card this time around that I didn't in the last three times is this is about adaptability. Sometimes we must adapt to the circumstances that we're living in, not because we're going to be in the same circumstance forever, but because there's a lesson to be learned at this level that will help us then grow in the next. So this is about being adaptable to the current circumstances that you might be in right now that may not be so comfortable for you.
Good. And hold on, let me see. We got Tasha Paul that's next. She said she would like a general reading.
Tasha Paul. What is Spirit wanting to communicate to Miss Paul? Two of Cups is a very beautiful card. This is a Venus vibration. Two of Cups, even though a lot of people speak of Two of Cups in terms of new love, in terms of new relationship, in terms of romantic connection, which is true. But the Two of Cups is also about finding balance between the masculine and the feminine within us. finding the balance between the masculine and feminine vibration. If you're too submissive and let people walk over you, it's time to tap a little more, lean more towards your masculine vibration so you can set some boundaries. If you're someone that's always in control and have control issues, it's time to lean towards the feminine so that you can embrace self-nurture, self-love, and bring about the best within you.
I like how you put that. And by the way, for those that are on, I asked them because we have now getting with each show we're doing, so many people chiming in. I asked them somewhat like my tarot reader on Monday, Paris Williams, could they keep it kind of short? But believe me, this is much more. I don't even think what you're doing is scratching the surface. This is like I go into a restaurant, you just get a little teeny tiny appetizer before you get the main course. Okay. So I'm going to ask all of you at some point because this banner's going to come up to please for those that want in-depth readings. And by the way, thank you very much for those that supported my guest on this past Monday, Paris Williams. She's got a tremendous response. But all of my guests are good as far as I'm concerned, are great. So anyway, let's go to the next one. This is Denisha Hanson, 222. What say you about that, Afi?
Pisces in the house. Good evening, Denisha Hanson. Let's see here. Ooh, Denisha Hanson, you have the 5 of Cups. Listen, no more regrets. Don't live in regrets. Don't live in what could have been, what should have been, what would have been. Yesterday doesn't matter. What matters is what you're willing to do today to bring a better tomorrow forward. So no regrets. It's water under the bridge. That card is deep, and that didn't even scratch the surface of the depth of that particular card. But that's the best that I can do for you now.
Yeah, no, I'm telling you, you read me with one card, and that must have been about a 15-minute dissertation right there. And we're not even talking about how many different spreads you do. This is one, you know. This person here is Denise
Sparrow.
Yes, what do you say about her?
Denise Sparrow. Let's see. We got the Knight of Cups. Well, if you're waiting for a phone call, if you're waiting for a phone call in terms of a new job, if you are attempting or thinking about applying for something new, so you're going to get a phone call. You're going to get some email, a phone call, some communication that will be with positive news, with a positive new beginning. You've been waiting for it for a while, so don't be afraid to embrace this new phase of your life. Okay, Knight of Cups.
Very good. This one is Shay Shay. I hope I'm saying it correctly.
Shay Shay. So Shay Shay, 7 of Cups. Another Scorpio card. Well, 7 of Cups is telling you, stop overthinking, stop living in your head, stop living in your mind, make a decision. Don't live in the fantasy of your mind, because sometimes we have so much going on in our head that we lack. We fail to make the right decisions, and then what happens? We end up with nothing. Okay.
Interesting. I'm going to ask you a question that I've asked my other tarot guests, one on Monday, Kay Thompson and Kay Cosmic in Detroit. Do you read yourself too?
Not as often. I really don't, to be honest with you. I really don't.
I don't read myself either. I mean, unless somebody's born on my birthday.
I've never been in the habit of reading myself. Now, granted, I am also, a priest in a very, very, very structured faith. So whenever I do need a reading, I'll go to a particular person, within my tradition to get a reading when need be. And that's also once in a rare blue moon, because I'm not addicted to getting readings myself unless something is going on. I'll do readings at the beginning of the year. I'll do readings for myself, in certain stages throughout the year to make sure that everything is flowing the way it should be. And once in a rare blue, I'll pull a card on myself just to make an immediate decision on something or see the vibration that's coming forward.
Okay. Okay, now this person is Africa Forever. And what say you about this particular person?
Africa Forever, 8-7. That's a Leo. Okay. Let's see here. Africa, the Empress, self-nurture. Empress, getting ready to birth a new beginning. This is not just about being physically pregnant, which is usually what people gravitate to say with this particular card, because she is pregnant on that veil. But this is probably pregnant with new beginnings, with new ideas, with new desires, and that can come forward with how you choose to nurture yourself. Okay, nurture self-love. Time for you.
Okay, good. Now this is from another Trish. She says, "Hello, leaders." Her name is Tana Tricia Sabas. December the 10th, 82. She needs a reading on relationships and children. And of course, she says, "Thank you so much."
Okay, welcome, December 10th. Cap. Okay. Oh, my mother of God. You're not going to believe this, Lord.
Yeah.
We got a Two of Pentacles again. So
That's got to be at least 5 or 6 times already.
this is the 5th time. Jesus, Jesus, Jesus. A lot of indecisions in this group this day. Well, with regards to the Two of Pentacles, my dear, this is a moment in time in life where you have to make a decision, because this is what the Two of Pentacles reflects on, making important decisions. But most importantly, I will tell you this, and you asked a very important question, and I only can limit it right now to less than a minute. So I will tell you this. You have to make important decisions right now, and the best decision you can make is you. You are the best decision you can make. Everything else need to be get in the line, but you need to make a decision that's best for you. You are the decision. You might be choosing other people and other things over yourself, and it's not gonna work
Unless she gets herself decisions first for her.
Yes, yes.
Makes sense. Makes sense. What about Brandy Haywood, January 1669? What about her?
Andy Hayward, Aquarian. The Judgment card. Well, as I always like to say with this card when I do my weekly Tarot Tuesday lives, this is about the cat being out of the hat. Don't deny your talent. Don't ignore what you're really good at. Don't ignore your God-given gifts. Don't ignore what you really want to do. Don't settle for less. Don't settle for what other people want you to do, and start stepping into your power by accepting that you have God-given talents that Spirit says, listen, it's time to put it to action. Time to put it to work.
All right, good. I like that. What about Lashawn Henderson? She is a Virgo like you, born August the 30th, though, of 1973, and just a general reading she wants.
August, Virgo, Lashawn Henderson with the Virgo card, the Hermit. Okay, so a Virgo card.
Interesting.
Virgo card, second time the Hermit comes up. The Hermit card coming up for a Virgo is telling you, take time to reflect on your past lessons. Take time to reflect on past mistakes so they're not repeated. Take time to learn what your history has taught you so that your destiny doesn't find itself in the same predicaments. Okay.
Okay, I like it. Short, sweet, and to the point in that way, because I'm out of New York, so everything is fast up in here. So anyway, Denise Sparrow, thank you, Mr. Lloyd and Mr. Amfi. Great news. Did we read her before this? She says great news. I'm trying to remember.
I believe so. Yes, Denise Sparrow. Yes.
Okay, well, good. Thank you. And thank you very, very much for the feedback on that. Here we have Miracle Rose. Greeting, Afi and Lloyd.
Miracle Rose, the Queen of
And
Wands.
she said she's born July 10th, 1990. She include a birthday underneath that. Okay, go ahead.
Take charge. Take charge. July what? Is July who?
July 10th. And that is and 1 is a take charge number, which is interesting. You said that.
Take charge. Take charge. This is the King of Wands. The King of Wands is about responsibility. Be responsible with your choices. Being responsible with your decision. Let's not be all over the place. Let's make a decision and honor it and defend it at all costs. But this is a time to take responsibility of your life and decisions and speak your truth out loud without being afraid and timid.
Okay, that's good. Cancer is the timid side, but the number 1 is the assertive side. So if she can get that balance, she should be really, really good. What about Kimberly Baber? Or Baber, I hope I'm pronouncing it Baber. August 18th of 76.
Kimberly, Two of Wands. Well, with the Two of Wands, life, spirit, the divine, whichever is your divine source, is calling for a new beginning in your life, but you're the one that's in control. a new beginning. This is a fire vibration. This is an Aries card, and Aries is the baby of the zodiac. So get ready, and we are still in Aries vibration season, right?
Yeah, just starting the Aries season.
So definitely, this is the time for you to say, you know what? I know I agreed to that, but I don't want to do that anymore. I want this now. And the universe is going to support you. Plain and simple.
I like that. I like that. What about Bernice Parker? February 17th of 72 out of Baltimore.
Bernice Parker, 217, Aquarian. Okay. 217, one of my favorite numbers. Nine of Cups comes up again, second time now. Nine of Cups. In this particular case, I would say that this particular card is trying to tell you, tap into your spirituality. You're spiritual by nature. You have your downloads, you have your intuition, you have, well, we all have our intuition, but spirit, the universe, the divine is trying to speak to you at a deeper level. Are you listening? Are you listening to what spirit and the divine is trying to communicate to you right now? You're wanting a new beginning, but you're afraid of the unknown. Don't be afraid.
Okay, this one is Moon, born November 7th, a Scorpio.
Yeah, Scorpio vibration there. Okay, Muff Moon. And we have the Strength card for you too as well. Second time, Strength card. In this particular case, I will say with the Strength card, tame the lion within. Don't be angry at yourself. Don't get easily aggravated. Don't let people press your buttons. Don't always take the first decision ahead. Try to tame the lion within. You'll get better results.
Okay, good. Annie, 1986, Abel.
18. Okay.
Yeah. Aries has got a birthday coming up in about 3 weeks.
Yes, Aries for 18. Oh my God, my spirit is trying to trick me right now because I don't ever pick.
And she said her name is Shoshana Francois.
You got the 8 of Wands and the Temperance. Spirit tricked me into 2 cards with you. So with the 8 of Wands, I would say you that things are going to move a little fast for you. Things sometimes life changes catches us off guard. But with Temperance, if you know how to, as we say in Spanish, controlar el temperamento, control your temper, control the inner anxiety. Let's not call it temper, inner anxiety. You will be able to handle whatever fast changes, sudden changes you might be facing right now.
You know what's amazing? Aries can be to the negative the sign of temper, and the number 9, which governs Aries because she's born on the 18th, also is the number of temper, which is interesting. Yeah. That should be revealed through the cards like that. My favorite card is the 8-pointed star of Venus, so card number 17. There's something that attracts me about that card. I don't know what that is, but anyway, Jessica Stigall.
Jessica
another
Stigall.
Pisces.
Yeah, another Pisces, 223. Oh my God, if I keep getting repeats, I'm gonna have a heart attack here. Strength card. Yeah, strength card for you too, Miss Jessica. This is the thing. You might be working in a place right now. You might be dealing with family members or in a professional environment where things are getting a little heated, where things are getting a little, out of control. You're the one that needs to stay calm. Let everybody else act up. Let everybody else go crazy. Let everybody else say, do, and whatever. You're the one that needs to keep yourself calm.
All right. This one is Rose Jefferson. She says, any messages for her?
Rose Jefferson, Miss Jefferson. I want to pick a card. I am going to pick a card. I'm going to tell you in less than a minute, in less than 40 seconds, what I want to tell you. But I want to say clairvoyantly that there's an ancestor, there's a grandmother, there's a deceased loved one that's trying to either contact you, reach you, show support in this time that things are not going exactly as you expected or had wished. So connect with that deceased loved one that wants to show love. And then you have the 5 of Pentacles, which the 5 of Pentacles is dealing with knowing how to save your money, knowing how to control spending, knowing how to be resourceful with finances. But things are going to get better. They're going to actually work in your favor.
I have a question. Essentially, you were talking about the person about listening to the ancestors. Now, there are some people who say talk ancestors, but some don't believe that they are ancestors. Yet, is there are spirits that guide us other than what our own gut intuitions or feelings are. How do you explain that to a person when you talk about ancestors and say, "Oh, what's that ancestor nonsense?" How would you address that?
Well, for us to say that ancestorship is nonsense, then is to deny the fact that we came from someone that came from somebody else that came from somebody else. We did not just
Got it.
pop into this world. We didn't walk into this universe through the wall. We came out of someone's womb who had a mother, and that person had a mother too. And that, beloveds, are called ancestors. We can't deny
Yeah,
them.
well, I'm glad you put it that way because I'm sure you got some people that says, "What are you talking about?" But that makes all the sense in the world because my attitude is when I see any human being walking around and there are billions and billions of people on this planet, that
Mhm.
means somebody got busy with somebody that got us here as we will get somebody here. And I guess that's the whole life process. So I can
Yes.
understand the ancestors.
Yes.
Actually, there are thousands upon thousands and thousands just for you, just for I, and every single other person that we
That's
can't imagine. So I just
right.
think that's interesting.
And there are all kinds of ancestors. Like, as one of my major things, really quickly, I do, as I said, ancestral healing, which is my one of
Yes.
my works that I do, because so much of whom we are today is a result of what's going on in our DNA. So therefore, for us to not heal what's going on in our DNA, in our ancestral vibration, we in this lifetime continue to repeat the same patterns, the same mistakes, the old mentality, the same scars mentality, the same abuse, the same trauma, because we do not know any better, and we have not been taught how to heal and release that ancestral vibration, the negative aspect of our ancestral vibration, because we all have it in some capacity. We all have it.
Yeah. I've been trying to tell people, but what do I know? What do you know?
What
Okay.
do I?
Anyway, this Denisha Hanson, she wanted a reading for her partner Joseph Starr about evidently a health concern.
Okay, sending spirit of health for your partner, Mr. Star. Let's see what card pops off for Star. Seven of Wands, Seven of Cups. I'm sorry, Seven of Cups with Scorpio. I'll tell you two things quite quickly. Number one, even though we are not here, I definitely I'm not going to sit here and dismiss the health concern, but I will say that a lot of it is provoked by mental instability, not mental illness, but mental instability. When I say mental instability, I am specifically referring to over concern, over worry, over an extreme sense of anxiety, concern. That, a lot of our physical issues comes from emotional situations. So if we handle the emotional aspect of our life, we will also be able to see our body heal as well. And secondly, this is a particular card, the Scorpio vibration. So I would say whatever health concerns are going on with your partner, get a second and a third opinion, because Scorpio says something is lying beneath the surface that the first person didn't see. Maybe the second one will be able to get to. Okay.
All right, this one, the hip guard. This is from Chris Pickers, Scorpio 7 person.
11-7, Chris Higgins. Okay. We have here the Five of Wands. The Five of Wands, I would say quite quickly, if people are not acting right around you, get out of it. Get out of the group. Someone is not playing nice. Someone is not playing fair, in your circle, with whether we're talking your professional circle or whether we even talking family. Someone is not playing fair. So don't stay in an environment that can be a little hostile in their ways. Okay.
All righty, this one is Ghislaine Lafredo, born
Lafredo.
May 10th, a Taurus.
Yes.
Strong
Taurus.
willed Taurus, too. Very determined one from the birthday.
Let's hear Crystalline Fredo. We have here oh God, help me, Lord. The Five of Wands back to back. Five of Wands back to back. So this is the Leo card. This is the fire vibration. So what Spirit is telling you, see, it's always different for everyone. It's not always the same for everybody. And for you, Spirit
Sure.
wants to say this particular card, you try not to be the aggressor. Try not to be the one that gets angry with the things that are going on around you, with the people that you're collaborating, working with, in relationship with, or in your own family. Sometimes we have to learn how to balance and how to let others, have their moment. Your moment too will come. But there's something that you are emotionally denying about yourself, which is why it's not manifesting outside of you. As they say, as all the spiritual gurus and healers said, as within, so without. So therefore, if it's not being changed and healed inside, then what's going on without doesn't seem pleasant.
All right, I'm going to give you a break just a second because I need to let people know how they can get in touch with you, my friend. Because I think this is a really great day. You see, my guess is Alfie, a spiritual life coach, tarot medium, clairvoyant. I mean, he wears several hats, and we're not talking about the other side of his nature too. But if you want to contact him and set up a reading, now, though you live in California, it makes no difference. All people got to do is call you, right? At
Yes, yes,
323-601-1061. That's
yes,
323-601-1061, and he will schedule you something. And I guess if you want to drop him an email from those who have read, it's info at spiritual doctor afi.com.
yes.
You've also got a website, because one day I was on IG and I saw you doing what you call a live appearance or whatever they call it when
Yes.
people are in the moment doing something.
Mhm.
How often you do that?
Well, I do. I go live every so often
Hmm.
on YouTube and also Instagram. But weekly, I go live every Tuesday night at 7 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. I go live for Tarot Tuesday. I do a live reading for each sign, for each zodiac sign. I pick cards for each zodiac sign every Tuesday night at 7 p.m. On Instagram and also on YouTube as well.
Okay, now I
Um,
gotta have you repeat that again so people know that every Tuesday is Tarot Tuesday. And what
yes,
time is it on the West Coast?
7 p.m.
Okay, so that would be 10 o'clock on the East Coast.
Yes.
All right. And Tarot Tuesday, can anybody just and this on IG that they can see this?
Yes, it's on IG and also on YouTube as
Okay.
well.
You have a YouTube channel.
Yes, I do.
You didn't put that in there, buddy. What's your YouTube channel?
It is Spiritual Doctor. It's actually my whole name. It's Spiritual Doctor Afimaye, which is A F as in Frank I M as in Mother AYE, and it'll show up.
Yeah, I was going to say if you get the spiritual doctor Afi,
Yeah.
the
Yeah.
rest is automatically locked in. So
Yes.
people
Yeah.
can actually call in and now they'll listen to all the signs. You said tarot reading for each of the sign every Tuesday at 9 o'clock.
Yes.
I mean, yeah,
7
7 p.m. your
7
time.
Yes. 10 p.m.
And then people chime in and say, hey, what about me specifically? Does that make
No,
sense?
actually, I just pick cards, for each sign for the collective. I just pick cards for each zodiac sign and speak the message that might be flowing through at that particular moment, or clairvoyantly as well.
Okay, so for the rest, so he has a site on IG. He has a um, website that you see, Spiritual Doctor Afi. He has also an Instagram, which is Spiritual Doctor Afi, and his Zelle. Now, I be preaching to the choirs when I do this. That like everybody on here has decided to do this work, and there are no pensions or Social Security or other parachutes, as they want to call them. And so I'm asking all of you, please, to support him. His Zelle is info at spiritualdoctorafi.com. Is that
Yes,
correct?
yes,
All
sir.
right.
Yes,
So
sir. Yes,
please
sir.
make your donation to him to show something. My sister, who was in your religion, and believe it or not, used to read cards. She's kind of retired out of that. And she says you always give something back.
Oh, yes.
You
Yeah.
always, it's almost like an exchange of something. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? It has
Because
to be a balance, a yin and yang. But you got people that
yes.
want something and don't say, well, man, this must cost you something. Oh, man, let me donate something to you. So that is a good habit that I picked up from my sister. So rarely, rarely Do I expect anybody to give me something and I don't offer something back?
Most definitely, because when you don't plant seeds, they won't grow. And for a message to come through, especially those of us that know that we are getting a message that's specifically for us, that means that something in heaven, something in the skies, something in the universe moved to come directly at you. For you not to water that seed, then you miss out on the blessings that can come out from that message, from that support, from that nurture, and from that guidance at that moment.
That makes a lot of sense to me. But listen, I've got to also, before we go, take a message. You got the most wonderful table set up. The
Thank you.
flowers. Can you explain what it is? The candles? Can you? I mean, I hope I'm not violating anything by asking. I mean, it's everything is colorful. The background. I am sure, since you are a priest, that all of these represent something. Can you explain some of them? If
Everything
that's
represents something. This is my one of my spiritual altars. This is my actual altar. This is where I, read, and where I do my readings, where I do my clairvoyant readings, where I do my mediumship when people want to communicate with a deceased loved one. This is
okay.
where, I do my consultations. This is where I go live every Tuesday night. This is my spiritual altar. And I change it up. I tend to change it up every week. It's always a different kind of theme, a different kind of vibration. Last night for Tarot Tuesday, like last night, I decided to put these two pillar candles here to represent the two towers, the yin and the yang, the positive and the negative, the ups and the downs, that none of us in this life, regardless of how seemingly perfect our life can be, we cannot escape from trials and tribulations. So it was just symbolically set there because that's what Spirit wanted me to put there. And then, this represents time. And the
Ah,
last
uh-huh.
night, each week, Spirit guides me into connecting with a different theme for the week. And last night, one of the themes from last night's Tarot Tuesday was time. The fact that so many of us are afraid of running out of time. So many of us are afraid that we're not going to have enough time to heal, to grow, to be married, to have our children, to open that business, to finish school. There's so much fear around time. And what we were, downloading last night from Spirit is about asking God to bless our time, because there is time. There is no, in spirituality, there is no concept of time. Okay. So therefore, it is us, the humans, that's worried about time. But as Spirit said last night for the collective, I repeat right now in this moment to all the viewers, the more we worry about time, the more we aggravate ourselves, worried about not having enough time, the less time we have to really focus on what's important to make the best out of our time.
That is amazing. Does that explain why people get caught up in this culture about age?
Oh, yes.
And yet you don't realize, we'll talk about the elders, but if they live so long, guess what? They got to go that way.
Oh, yes. Oh, yes. Yes, 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 yes. Most definitely. Most definitely. See, we can't be in two different places at the same time. This is another message that came through clairvoyantly last night. We can't be in two different places at the same time. So what does this mean? I'm not speaking of it in terms of the physical aspect of being in any place. I'm talking about our mind, how we occupy our mind with so much fear, inconsistency, procrastination, hate, denial, deflecting, projecting. We spend so much time doing all the things that doesn't serve us that we can't focus on what's right for us. We can't be in two different places at the right time. We're either creating or we're destroying. We're bringing things together or we're severing. So, this is about focusing and staying in one place mentally, emotionally, spiritually, energetically.
On the left side of your table, of your altar, isn't that an amethyst?
Yes, it is.
That's
Yes, it is.
beautiful too.
Yes, 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 yes.
All right. I mean, it's just an
Oh,
attractive.
yeah, your question. I forgot to answer your question. Oh my God. The flowers, everything has a significant. We have all elements here. We have the element of water, we have the element of fire, we have the element of air, we have the element of earth, because there's
Mm,
flowers. It all
mhm.
has different definitions, right? Because it represents the different vibrations and elements of our universe.
Okay, good, good. Thank you for letting me pause. Actually, that was so you could catch your breath too. Okay. Now we're going
Thank
to
you.
go back to our viewers here, and we're gonna let us see something. Sweet Stamp is right here. Sweet Stamp says it is Tarot Tuesday available for replay. Good question.
Yes.
So, like if we missed it, not knowing, can somebody then go back and hear it? And if so, how so?
Yes.
Or is it
Yes.
on your channel?
Yes, the replay is on both on my Instagram and on my YouTube page. They're on there already. The replay. It's always available.
Okay, because she said yesterday's topic sounds interesting, and she's August the 7th. So, and much gratitude. So, you might as well give her a reading because I
Yes.
think that is great. That she can go back and catch Tarot Tuesday for those that missed it yesterday.
The wheel of fortune. The wheel of fortune. What comes up must come down.
Number
The wheel
10.
of completion. The wheel of fortune. Being able to embrace new opportunities. The wheel of fortune. Don't shortchange yourself. Don't allow people to give you less than you deserve. The wheel of fortune. Okay, but things are going to move forward. If things have been rocky, they're going to get better. If things have been good, we must work hard to maintain it that way.
Good. Now next, this person, Landry Bradley, July 18th, 75.
18th. Where we have here the Four of Wands. Four of Wands. Hard work pays off. Hard work does pays off. But what this is about, completing task, completing it. Doesn't matter what it looks like. Let's not focus on perfection, and let's complete the task, because the rewards are waiting for you. It has not been easy, it feels like to me, with the Four of Wands, because the beautiful aspect of the Four of Wands is that, yes, this is celebration. But before the celebration, when we look at the lower polarity of the Four of Wands, there was a lot of hurdles to cross to get there. Enjoy the ride, because the results will be favorable and pleasing to you.
Well, now this person just sent some applause. I would imagine that's what that symbol means. Jazo Hawkins, thanking you. And another person here, Jackie Fillmore, says, "Wow, what a beautiful altar it is." That's why I had to say that is so attractive visually. In colors and candles and flowers, and you know what I'm saying. So that's why I asked, and I didn't know whether it was like, Lloyd, that's none of your business, but it was too attractive for me not to ask. Okay, that's all I'm saying. Because we all got our limits and things. Now, this person, the wealthy aunt, she says, "Thank you, Kings. I've been struggling with my oldest son. His name is Marley, and he was born 5/21/05. If Spirit has any message for her son that she's been struggling with." Good question, wealthy aunt.
Marley, blessings to you, and much blessings to your beautiful son. The Knight of Cups. Well, it's a very interesting card, because we might think that this particular card has nothing to do with your question, but this is about you being able to accept the fact that he has his own journey. Okay, his own journey. The hardest thing for parents is to accept that even though you were the vehicle by which the divine entrusted you with the life of a new human being onto this earth, our children do not belong to us. They do not.
Why do we think they do? I guess because we birthed them and raised them and educated them and fed them and stuff like that.
And all the money and all the investment and all the sacrifices and the pain and it's hard work. So it's easy for us to be and feel possessive over our children, because hell, we were the vehicle that, especially women, they're the vehicle that allowed the child to come onto this earth. But that child, if we look at it, the metaphysical aspect of it, in reality, we chose our parents up there in heaven. We chose our parents. We made an agreement with the divine that this is the journey that I need to fulfill. So I'm going to go down there through this person, through these parents, whether they were bad, great, horrible, horrific. We chose it at the moment that we were born. And this is also in Yoruba as well. At the moment that we are born, when we go through that crowning, as they say in Yoruba as well, when we are born, when we go through that mother's womb, that's a crowning. And we are born into this life not remembering the agreement we made with the divine. And our job in this life, believe it or not, is to remember. Our job is to remember, as hard, as difficult as it might sound for us. Our job is to remember. Remember what? Our job is to remember what was our original agreement with our divine source. Now, consciously, when we won't remember what that was. But the more we take a step forward into embracing our divine masculine, our divine feminine, our highest self, the better we are at remembering what was that original agreement. That's why we have a lot of people that are here on top, and a lot of people are here at the bottom because they're still struggling. They're still in denial. They're still not accepting. They're still not embracing themselves. They're still living in their own lives. They're still living what mama wanted you to do, what daddy wanted you to do, versus what you are supposed to live in your life. Now, energetically and clairvoyantly, even though I'm taking a little more time with you, Miss
No, go right ahead with this, please.
The wealthy aunt, because when it comes to children, my heart always goes out. And at the end of the day, regardless of how old your son is, he will always be your child. But know that there's a blessing along the way. You struggled a lot since, not now, okay, because I see in your messages, I've been struggling with my oldest son. In reality, you've been struggling with your son since he was in your womb, because you were going through a lot. You went through different changes when your son was in your womb. Please let us know if what's coming through in this particular moment is false or truth. But that's what the clairvoyant message that I'm getting right now in this moment. So therefore, there's a lot of history going on energetically and spiritually, and you must only send your love, prayer, and blessings to your son. Because in my tradition, we are taught that there's no greater blessing, there's no greater prayer that God listens to than that of a mother. So if you keep sending your love and your prayer and your blessings to your son, at some point, what must be seen will be seen. Trust and believe. Trust and believe.
You know, it's interesting. One time I was at a client's house where my children were small at the time, and I was so concerned. And she was from, I forgot what part of the Caribbean she was from, and she said, "The king is dead, long live the king." And I'm saying, huh? And she said, "The king is dead, long live the king." And then she repeated it one more time. And in essence, she says that no matter how much love we put into our children, education and everything, the children will find their own path.
Yes, yes, yes. That's
So
what
I'm just saying it's pretty much what you were saying, but she said it in a Caribbean style. The king is dead, long live the king. Don't worry about your children. Not you don't be concerned about your children, but
yes.
all of our children, despite our best love, despite our best education, despite the best of everything a parent tried to provide, those children will eventually find their path, whatever that path is.
Yes. Oh yes. Oh yes. 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 Yes.
Okay, good. By the way, this person here wanted to know, did you have a Cash App?
Unfortunately, I do not. I have a Venmo and I have a PayPal. PayPal would be my email, just as for my Zelle. Just the same for my Zelle would also be my PayPal, because it uses the same email. And as far as my Venmo, if you're interested, is at the sign at spiritual doctor dash Afi. In that particular case, for Venmo, it would be at spiritual doctor dash, the little hyphen or the dash, Afi, AFI.
Okay, but in the meantime, they see at the bottom of the screen that that same one as for Zelle is the same email address to send to his
PayPal.
PayPal. Is that correct, sir?
Yes, sir.
All right, all right. Just want to get this straight. Can you continue just a little bit more? Can you give me about 10 or 15 minutes?
Sure. Thank you. I see that Miss Wealthy Aunt replied back. So thank you.
What did she say? I'm not there yet. I got so many people in front.
Yes, it says, spot on. I will keep praying and sending love. Yes, amen. Ashe. Awesomeness.
Okay, you also signal for a second. What did you say that Wealthy Aunt said again?
It says, spot on. I will keep praying and sending love to her son, meaning.
Okay, and here's another one too from Trish. She says, "Thank you so much. Your response was makes sense. Things changed for me in 2021. The universe directed me to take care of myself. Do change come from within? And the moment it started, uh I lost friends and family. I guess in other words, those who really wasn't sincere.
Yep.
You know, like
I remember.
separating the chaff from the wheat, or the wheat from the chaff, or whatever they call that. Okay.
Yes, yes. I remember the card that came up for you, Trish, or the message, and And though that makes sense. Now you say there the change came from within. Very important. The moment it started, I lost friends and family. You didn't lose friends and family. You earned and gained yourself back.
Makes a lot of sense to me, buddy.
Back. Okay.
Makes a lot of sense to me. We got so many. Okay. We're going to start with this one. Mia Pla, October 15, general reading. Thank you. Good luck on your fitness journey, spiritual Dr.
Oh,
Howard.
thank you. Thank you. I am on a fitness journey.
You are? You
Yes,
know
I
this
am.
person?
Yeah, I not by name in this particular moment, but they're probably one of my soul family tribe. I refer to my followers as soul family, so they probably belong to the soul family tribe, and they've been seeing my post on my fitness journey, perhaps. Yes.
Okay.
Let's see. Mila Pla, 10/15/1992. What card comes up for you? And it is the High Priestess. Know that you are a queen. Know that you are divine. Know that there's absolutely nothing that you want that you cannot manifest, as long as it is in alignment with your highest and best self. When we look at the highest of priestess, we look at the full moon, we look at the waning moon, we look at the new moon. Okay. So this is a particular great time for you to connect with the moon vibrations. Okay. So that you can manifest what you want. It's also about psychic abilities, developing your intuition and tapping in with your inner spirituality, because it's going to get better.
Okay, this one is from Candy Dowell. Greetings. May she have a general reading, please. She says she is born on the 15th of March. Happy belated birthday, young lady.
Yes. Let's see here. Let's see here. The temperance vibration. Well, temperance is about creativity, but temperance is also about handling. How are you handling everything that's going on around you? Most importantly, how are you handling everything that's going on inside of you? The confusion between what your heart feels and what your mind thinks. Find the balance between the mind and your heart chakra. Okay. The mind has to follow the heart. It's not the other way around. Okay. So find that inner balance.
Now, this person is Hemp God. They says a general reading.
Hemp God. Let's see here. Let's see. We got the Magician. I love this card, the Magician. This is a Mercury card. This is Hermes. This is communication. This is using all the tools that you have in life to make it happen. There's no excuses. There's absolutely no excuses. But the most important aspect of the Magician, it's about the fact that we have to take care of our house. Now, everybody listening will probably think that when I'm speaking about the physical house, that's not the house that I'm talking about. I'm talking about your body. That's our house. Our
body temple.
What was that?
I said the body temple, as I call it.
Body temple. Yes, that is our house, and that's the one that needs to be in order. Because when the body is out of order, everything else in our life is out of order as well. So definitely, this is a time to pay attention to what your physical body needs from you.
Okay, Londa Brooks, which is Yolanda. She is born July the 4th. Family or career readings.
Londa Brooks, Yolanda, 7/4. Awesomeness. 4th of July. So we have the King of Pentacles. This is awesome. A beautiful card, King of Pentacles. Definitely with the financial aspect of your life, the King of Pentacles is saying you will be fruitful. You will be in a position to be able to not be in fear of where funds and monies are going to come from. But what this particular card is also asking to do is knowing that you have to confront certain blocks right now, so that when those blocks are removed, whether we're talking about family matters, relationship issues, emotional challenges, when these blocks are removed, then the financial growth that you deserve and need will also arrive, because the King of Pentacles is very fruitful. This is a Taurus card. It's a Taurus vibration. It's very fruitful. It's all about stability and growth and financial independence.
Good. Now, this one is this person is Sarah Stapleton, November the 4th, just a general reading.
Sarah Stapleton. November the 4th from the year 77. Okay. Queen of Pentacles. Interesting that we had the King of Pentacles and now we have the Queen of Pentacles. Well, the Queen of Pentacles is also a very fruitful vibration, but this is the thing. Let's not focus on what's missing. Let's focus on what I do have. If I keep focusing on what I'm missing, more of it will show up. If I change my focus to what I do have, it will multiply and it will attract better things. Because
That
sometimes
makes all the sense in the world. Seriously. Can you repeat that again for this particular person?
let's not focus on what we don't have. Let's focus on what we do have. Because the more we focus on what we don't have, more of that same stuff will show up. If we focus on what we do have, more of it will multiply and better things will be attracted as well. Okay.
That seems like such a simple metaphysical principle. Likes attract likes, I guess. That's another way of saying it. This one is this says deep bow to you, brother warrior. Warrior brother, deep bow to you. Rashada, who is September the 2nd in the general reading.
Thank you. Blessings to you, soul sister, spiritual warrior. Let's see. Rashada. Queen of Swords. I like this card. The Queen of Swords wants for you to balance. Even though we don't see scales here, even though, this is not the Temperance card, I talk about balance because this is a Libra vibration, and Libra is about balance. Now, this is the Queen of Swords, and what it's asking you in this particular moment of your life, I'm not asking you to be harsh. I'm not asking you to be, to distance yourself from your emotions, but what I am asking you to do is to put your head above the clouds, just as this card shows. Make rational decisions. Think with your mind. Make intelligent decisions. This is not the time to be getting all emotional and be going all crazy with your feelings and letting your feelings be sitting behind the wheel. No, ma'am. This is about speaking the truth and allowing the truth to speak for itself.
Now, I do have one person that was much early in the show. She said she was still trying to make sense of what you said to her. And let me say this to Kira Wesley, too. Some of this, to many of you in here, it may not make sense, but don't forget, I asked Afi if he can keep it short, sweet, and to the point because of the volume of people. And the whole point is because if he took one of you, we would tie. He'd probably still be talking because I know how long he talked to me, and that was just one card, one layout. So what I'm saying is, so instead of him going depth, which means that if he read maybe 3 people, the show would be over. All right, that's how much he gets into it. So I asked him to just bring a tease, and if you don't, that is the purpose of why I'm going to give out his information so you can contact him so it makes sense. And not only that, you might be wanting to know a question of him that is a very private, personal nature that you don't want over the airwaves. Okay. I mean, there's some people that are just like that. So what I'm saying is if there are things that you're not quite sure, or if you didn't say enough, I asked him only because I know this my viewers are growing and more people are trying to get in. And I can't get everybody in because there's still a whole lot of people, but yet, as you see, I'm almost at the time where I've got to let the man get back to his routine out there in LA.
It's okay.
But I'm going to give his banner in just a minute. And can we take about 5 more people?
Yes.
Okay, this is Mila. Okay, let's get back to you. This is Mila. Oh, we read her.
Oh,
15. Okay, good. Let me see. We read Shay Shay too. Okay. All right. Oh, this one here is Caribbean 56Q. Her name is Marilyn, August 9th. She wants a general reading and directions with her elderly parents.
That's a tough one. Judgment card. That's a tough one. Well, with regards to your elderly parents and judgment card coming up, I will say, don't harbor guilt. Don't harbor shame. Don't feel guilty for attempting to find space and time for you, for the things that you need in your life, for your physical, emotional, spiritual, mental, and physical well-being. Because if you're not okay, then then you become you become you become hurt, basically, physically or emotionally or mentally. So with the Judgment card, you might have to really seek some assistance. You might have to seek some professional help. And I'm not just speaking spiritually, but I'm talking sitting with someone that can really give you professional alternatives for how to better handle your elderly parents. Because I know it's not easy. I know that for a fact, because I am a caregiver myself. And it's not easy, when our parents get older. But in the process of taking care of our older parents, we cannot forget ourselves. We can't. We can't. And with the Judgment card, I feel confident that you will arrive at the best solutions, because the Judgment card, angel, this is rebirth, this is regeneration, this is a new beginning. This is about you, finding a beneficial, a better course of action, and it will show up. The universe is definitely on your side, according to the Judgment card.
I would have to agree with that assessment, because you cannot take care of your elderly or anyone if you don't take care of yourself first.
Mm-hmm.
It may
Yep.
sound selfish, but if you look at the logic of it, how can she continue to take care of her elderly parents, which are her concern, if she herself don't have her own house, spiritually and otherwise, in order to
Yeah.
continue to work to do so?
It's not easy. It's
Yeah,
not easy.
so I didn't think so. We're just going to take two more people, and then I'm going to just announce who's going to be on next week, and then sit back so I can say thank you for being on this show tonight.
Yes.
Um, Andrea B, July 18th, 78, just a general reading, and she says thank you.
Awesome. The King of Pentacles comes up for you again. There's some business or financial decisions that need to be made. And if you're not afraid of major changes, you're going to see great things happening to you, for you, financially speaking. This is a moment in time to build your ultimate vision, to create your ultimate vision, to make the investments for your ultimate vision. This is the time for it. This is the moment and time for major investments.
Okay, I got one more that we're going to wrap up. Melanie Coleman, she says, do you have a message for her?
Melanie Coleman. Ooh la la. Let's see here. Ooh, Four of Cups. Interesting card. Four of Cups. This is a Cancer vibration. So this card is telling you, get out of your funk. If you are in a funk, if you are feeling low vibrational, if you're feeling anxious, if you're feeling depressed, if you're angry, if you're upset, get out of it. The moment that, I'm going to tell you this, beloved, the moment that high vibrations, God, the universe, spirit, whichever your divine source to you is, whenever our divine source wants to speak to us and we are in low vibrations and we're in a funk, we cannot listen. We can't listen. Spirit, the universe, God is trying to show you a new path, but you're so aggravated over what hasn't been working, what hasn't been good, or what didn't come out the way you wanted, that you cannot even see what the universe is trying to show you. And Spirit says, I don't want you missing out on the blessing because you're over here on timeout, or maybe you put yourself on timeout and you're in a funk while trying to make sense of what's going on right now, that you're missing the new path and the new beginning that Spirit, the universe wants to lead you into. Okay. Basically, let it go. Because Cancer, not that you are a Cancer, I don't know if you are or if you're not, but this is a Cancer card. So with Cancer vibration, you tend to take on all the loads of everyone over you, and it doesn't work. It never has.
I can't tell you how much I've enjoyed you. I enjoy all my guests, which is, I guess, why I have you on. Okay.
Thank
But
you.
in this case, please, this is Brother Afi's banner. I want you to all to support him. He's a spiritual life coach, tarot medium, clairvoyant, and a whole lot more. Okay.
Thank
His
you.
contact number is 323-601-1061. That's 323-601-1061. His email is info@spiritualdoctorafi.com. His website is also the same name, spiritualdoctorafi.com. And his IG is spiritual Doctor. One thing
Oh,
about you, sir, you're consistent. So once they
oh
get
yeah.
one, they got all of them. Okay.
Oh,
So
yeah.
now, of these mediums, which is the best one other than a phone call to contact you to set up an appointment?
The best way to set up an appointment for a reading with me is through my website, because there you'll go, you'll
Okay.
see the
And there you
different
see it, Spiritual Doctor Afi, AFI.
yes, there you'll be able to see the different reading styles. You'll be able to see the rates. So you'll be able to
Okay.
also
And
click
his
and make.
cell is info at spiritual doctor.
Offrey.com.
I'm sorry, you froze. So evidently I overtook you. Well, can you repeat that one more time? Because it froze on
Yes.
my end.
Okay, I was saying that the best way to make an appointment with me is through my website. There you'll see my reading styles, my rates, and you will be able to also book your appointment based on the best time that's for you, that works for you. You'll see my next availability and times that I'm available, and you're able to book it right now. Now I just reminded myself that I need to go and open up the month of April, because tomorrow's the 31st. I haven't opened up the month of April, which I will tonight. So as of tonight, I will open up my month of April calendar. But on my website, you will be able to book an appointment with me, and you will be able to see the next events that I'm doing. Like, for example, this on April the 16th, I will be doing what we call a love healing ritual. Okay, and the love healing ritual is not just about manifesting romantic love. The love healing ritual, I named it love healing ritual because it involves our heart chakra, and everything in our life gets processed through our feelings, through our emotions. It is the things that we process through our emotions that sometimes block us from being able to grow and become the best version of ourselves. So the love healing ritual is a particular a ritual that I do every year, only do it once a year, where we go through certain, downloads and spirit speaks, and we go individually through certain exercises to tap into the things that we need to accept, embrace, or the things that we need to cut, and the things that we need to release, and the things that we need to let go of. And we go through a certain modality, which is called tapping, where we are, releasing negative energies and negative vibrations, from our energetic body, from our mind, from our heart, and it goes deep. It goes deep. So all that information is in the events section of my website, and you'll be able to look at that. Okay, plus
Oh,
everything else that I'll be doing this year.
if you sit tight a second, I just want to announce who's going to be on next week. Then I'll come back to you. Um, all right, everybody. Next week, again, I love the guests I have on. I'm going to have on Dr. Phil Valentine. The man has gotten over 40,000 views when he was on the last time, months ago. But he will be back on Monday, April the 4th. He's going to kick off the Aries season talking about what he knows best, which is nothing but knowledge. And that's on the 4th. And then on the 6th, I'm going to have this beautiful young lady. Her name is Leah Ray. She is a holistic womb healer. The thing she told me about the healing of the womb is, awesome. All my guests are awesome. So this is a young lady that will be joining us on Wednesday, April the 6th, today. And tomorrow's the last day. My class, my online class, is on sale. So please take advantage of it. As you see, the price of both classes together is less than lunch for one, much less two. You take the course, you own the course, you get a certification upon completion, and the testament to the success, which is why they keep saying it's a bestseller. I now have over 3,200 students signed on in 75 countries, translated into 25 languages. So it just shows the universal influence of numbers, as my guest Afi was saying. So please, today is, and I think the last day of the sale is tomorrow, which makes sense. It's the last day of the month. So that's it. So what I'm saying is you have no excuse. And you, by the way, you go to sign up at my website, lloyd-strayhorn.com. Lloyd-strayhorn.com. That's LLOYD-Strayhorn, which is STRAYHORN. And while you're there, also sign up for the free monthly newsletter. All righty. The monthly newsletter, if you see, that's for March, but April is right around the corner. So for those that sign up and have signed up before, you will get it. We do not sell. I repeat, we do not sell. My associate and I, who write this every month, we do not sell your email list. I don't play that. Okay. Now, that might be for somebody else, but I respect and really honor the fact that you trust us enough to do that. And then tomorrow, I'm on this thing now called Clubhouse, and it's very fascinating. And it's called Learn with Lloyd, Learn from Lloyd with numerology, and it's a brand new platform for me because it's not audio. I mean, visual, which I'm used to articulating it. So for those that have joined the club, and for those of you who are in Clubhouse, my Clubhouse room is called Numbers and You, and my segment is called Learn from Lloyd with numerology. That's every Thursday at 7 p.m. Alrighty, so there you get the free monthly newsletter at my site. There, please take advantage of the uh, online course while it's dirt cheap. Okay, Wednesday, working backwards. This will be my guest, Miss Leah Ray. Very interesting sister, but all the people I get up, and of course, the brother I've been knowing for like for decades. Okay, Dr. Phil Valentine. All right. So with that said, I just want to get back to my. Oh, I want to get back to my special guest and say, Afi, I honor
Thank
you, man. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you,
you.
thank you, thank you. Thank you. Allow me to get into your business about your altar. I mean, it's the most amazing visual thing. I said, should I ask? Should I ask? I said, I'm going to ask because the only thing you can say is no, it ain't none of your business. But I'm glad you did
No,
me. Okay.
thank you so very much
and,
for
and
having.
I wish you the best. Now, do you have any parting words for the viewers?
Yes, I do actually. As I was listening to you with the news, I was reminded of a message that I've been getting a lot lately, and that is the importance of the power of silence. Silence. The power of silence. We don't stop enough. We are too busy. We are being bombarded with news, with social media, with the war, with political issues, with the last event, where with the last and now the slap, Will Smith slap of Chris Rock. I mean, there's always something that's trying to catch our attention, while spirit is screaming at us, asking us, "Will can we have your attention?" And again, this is with whichever your spirituality is, whichever divine source you subscribe to, is asking you, can we have your attention? Will you stop long enough for us to tell you what you need to know, how you need to go about it? Sometimes all the answers that we're trying to find in our best friend, in the coworker, comparing our lives to other people that we think that they are doing it better than us because of what they post. And God and spirit and whatever your divine sources is, can you just stop and listen? The power of silence.
As they say, Ashe and amen on that one, buddy. All righty.
Thank
I
you.
guess that's why God gave us two ears and just one mouth, so
Yes.
we could listen more.
Yes.
Maybe you think?
Yes. Oh, yes.
All right, thank you. Listen, just sit tight a second. I've got to sign off. Everybody,
Yes.
I want to thank you very, very much. And I need to thank all of you who've taken the time to tune in, to view, to ask questions. I'm sorry I couldn't get to everybody because I mean, it's just overwhelming. But thank you, thank you, thank you from the bottom of my heart. Everybody, have a nice day, a nice weekend. Stay blessed, and I will see you then.